if you said, "Hey, listen, make sure you're full so you can feed your partner the same way," that's way different than put yourself first, though.
Because if we don't have ourselves, then how can we expect you to have us?
Well, what we're saying is,
no, you
It's not
came
selfish.
into this world by yourself.
That's the
you
only
will
relationship
leave
forever.
by yourself.
Even death do us
Thank
part.
you.
Someone's dying.
Exactly.
And you're still with who? Yourself.
Thank you.
So that's why your relationship with yourself is so important. And that's what I'm saying.
be selfish.
Beginning.
Get off.
No, Rico, that's good.
Yes, be selfish, but not in a way that is
I
like.
don't even want to hear your reasons of ways.
No, because monogamy works clearly because that's how America was built. Like, that's how families came. That's how kids were born. That's all of that. I am like a very much believer in gray.
You just have to choose what works for you.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
hate that fucking thing so much. If I could like take that and put it into an object and just step on it and spit on it and light it on fire.
Choose what works for
and just-
you. Was that your bad advice?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes. And then I could just light it on fire and just throw it out, and I'd be like, "That's what works for you gets you." Basura.
But what if you?
I think that women compete with other women when it comes to getting their body done and their ear lashes. Come on, Aaron, are you serious?
Why is, hold on, Rico. Why does she have to make it like it's early?
Yo, I don't know. Like,
Why?
can I
was
get
so
my
horrible.
goddamn thought out?
It looked like you throwing up.
Like, we didn't need sound effects.
It does though.
Hey guys, thank y'all for joining us on our live show here at 8 at the Table. Just want to say we love y'all. We really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being engaged, for watching our content and commenting everything, subscribing. We appreciate it. Y'all help us continue to do what we do. We have a really good topic today because I'm sure we're going to hear some foolishness. We're going to be talking about the absolute worst dating advice that we have received. All right, so who has the worst advice?
Our guest, Mara.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
My bad, Mara.
She's so comfortable.
Because we were already sitting here talking and stuff.
I'm with it.
I'm tripping. Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about your platform, where you're from, what you got coming up, so on and so forth.
I am Mara. I am on another podcast actually in Philly. It's called the 𝗲𝗏𝗜𝗏 podcast, and I also own a clothing brand and like a mindset brand. It's called Fairy Garden Mindset. I'm wearing it today. I was like so excited for this topic because I'm like, I feel like people often like overvalue relationships with other people rather than valuing like the one that you have with yourself. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram. 𝗲𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲 is my Instagram handle. It's 𝗲𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
What day do you guys tape or post?
We record usually on Wednesdays, and they come out every Monday.
Okay, so make sure y'all look for her every Monday on her
Is it on
on her
YouTube?
podcast.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on all the yep. Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and tell
Now
us.
you handing out strikes with your batter up outfit
Yeah,
on.
I'm about to see this. You feel it. You feel it, right?
Mhm.
I wonder if she's gonna strike out today. What's the worst dating advice that you had or had heard?
So I think that the worst dating advice is that like love is hard. I think that it can be hard, but I don't think it's like primary state is like conflict or hardness, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people like will really like fight for a relationship sometimes when maybe you should not
Just be
fight
in it,
for it
yeah.
and go fight for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Fight for your mental health.
Yeah, like I feel like people will really stay in
sanity.
relationships for like way longer than they need to be staying in a relationship for.
Isn't that love?
That's
No?
true.
No?
No.
That's like when people.
Well, I
say
think it
love
depends.
Hurts.
Yeah, I
Love
meant
is
to say.
supposed to hurt.
Yeah, that I hate that.
Well, at the end, I really feel like love hurts. When it's at the end, I should say.
But Are you saying then love is easy?
I think that our natural like state is love. So I think it's something that comes to us like naturally. So I don't know if I would say that it's easy. I think that it can be easier than we're led to believe.
Love is natural.
Yeah.
Wait, can you kind of expand on that a little bit?
So like I think that like our we're born to be loving, and I think that like how do I explain this? I think that like love is freedom, like love is connection, and like love is creation. Like so I think that when you are in love, like it's okay, it makes sense to like connect with multiple people and like explore like yourself. Like yeah, well multiple people in the sense of like I think it's natural to like meet someone and be like you could potentially be lit up by someone, and it doesn't mean that you love someone else less because you're like, oh, you get what I'm
We
saying?
have a connection.
More so like
So if you're affiliated, you chilling, and you lit up by somebody, and like,
I think what you're saying is that you feel love is infinite, and you can love multiple people,
Yeah.
and it's not.
I think like I
limited.
am love. Like I just live it all the time. So like I think
Diddy
that,
too.
Diddy too. No, exactly. It's actually so
no
funny
way.
because my friend works for him, and before he like changed his name, like so one of the designs that I have on my website is like an open sign, a neon open sign, and it has a heart and a brain, and it's like open heart, open mind, and I'm like, when you are open, like that is like your most loving state. And it's like I think we were like briefly talking about I think actually we were talking about it, but in the other room, like attachment versus love. Like I think that we've been like conditioned to be attached more than we are to be like love.
Yeah.
If that makes
That makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's my hot take.
No, hot take. No, I was gonna say I had and I'm not iterating this verbatim. Saw this guy make a post and he said love is not something that you will always like to do, but that's what makes it love, in a sense where like if somebody that you love, whatever the case may be, you might have to do something that you typically wouldn't do it, but the only reason why you're doing it is because love is present. Which in that aspect, I can understand why love gets hard, because you tend to do things that you typically wouldn't do because it is present for whatever relationship that you may be having with that individual.
Alan just said the advice to never go to bed upset at your partner. How do y'all feel about that?
Is that real?
Sometimes you need a second.
To be
But I
honest,
think if you're friends,
wait,
like
hold on. A second in a couple hours, especially 8 hours, is a lot. No.
sometimes I need a couple
You
days.
need a beat, right? You just need
Honestly,
a.
sometimes you need to sleep on it.
Yeah, like and I just want to cool down because I don't want to say something that's gonna hurt you or us.
Wow.
That's how I feel.
But don't go and die. in your
If you've
sleep.
been arguing for like 6 hours, and arguing is just you're
not
going
doing
back
that.
and forth and debating each other, and you can't get to a middle ground, let's say, we got to tap out for a second
Yeah.
and let's
Yeah.
just regroup.
Yeah,
1000%.
Wait, mad or upset? Like,
Yeah, like you need your own space.
I mean,
This is what I'm saying. Your relationship with yourself, though, like you have to advocate for yourself in that in that moment. Like nothing I'm going to say right now. First off, you're not going to hear me. Second off, nothing I'm going to say is even going to be beneficial to this. So let's just chill the fuck out, and we can come back if we have to. Or when if you're married, you have to. So sorry, but if it's your boyfriend, I don't know. I don't know.
might be the end.
I don't know.
because I definitely don't got to do this.
I done
but
definitely
just,
been
like,
asleep.
fixing things just in the sake of like, okay, we got to fix this because we can't keep at this all night. That is most of the times not really beneficial to the actual cause, because just to like sweep something under the rug or just to be like, okay, fine, you got it, you're right. Are we done? Can we put this to bed? That doesn't really solve issues. Like it is best to take a beat, sleep on it, and maybe just think more clearly about your position, about the other person's position, and you guys can have a more adult conversation without the arguing and the yelling or whatever. Maybe tomorrow.
You know what? Here's my issue with going to sleep mad, right? Like, I don't mind being upset. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect, right? Or me. But finding a middle ground before we go to sleep is so important to me because I've been in relationships where we didn't and we'll go to sleep. And when we
Somebody
wake up,
died.
nah.
No, that's what I keep
What, you just
thinking.
pretend it didn't happen?
No, because I'm assuming that we're living together, right? So, like, let's say we're living together in this example. We argue, we fight, we go to sleep mad, and then we wake up. And let's just say if usually you cook breakfast in the morning, and now you don't cook breakfast.
You ain't got no
I'm
breakfast,
just adding
bruh.
on to the tally. And then let's say
Still make you breakfast.
no, but I'm saying like I've been in relationships.
I'm so mad that I'm not hungry.
I'm actually
so, like-
going to the diner. For
So
breakfast.
and then I'll add that there, and then let's
You
say
can't make your own breakfast?
no, but I'm saying like now I know that you're stepping out of the routine, which is crazy to me. So now let's say if I usually do something for you at around noon, right? And now because you didn't make me breakfast, I ain't doing what I do for you at noon.
Well, you're going tit for tat. You're just
and-
being reactive.
And that's why I think that finding middle ground is so important for me because I have a problem with over expanding myself when we're having an argument because I usually try to diffuse it regardless because I can't do confrontation for too long without getting extremely upset. So for me to like diffuse that and to make sure that I check myself, I'm like, yo, listen, hey, I'm not saying we got to solve this right now, but you know, this and this happened, this and this was said. I kind of get what you're saying. You kind of get what I'm saying, but let's revisit this tomorrow. But like at least going to bed at a cool level and upset rather than going to bed angry.
Yeah.
Because like I don't do well when the tit for tat starts. And then from there, it's like a slippery slope. Because then that's when we not married? Okay. Feel me?
Right. So if you're married, you
I
can
was
just go
about
to sleep.
Say, well, if
Yeah,
you're
man.
not married, then don't expect no breakfast.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Wait, what? What'd you say?
Wait, if you're not married, then don't expect the breakfast.
No,
This
if you're
is
in a
outrageous.
look,
Like,
if
I
I've
can't
been
talk to
making
24-year-olds.
breakfast for you 362 days,
Yeah.
and we have an argument, I'm gonna still make you your breakfast.
Thank you.
But it's just like the issue's just not resolved.
But that'll make me like, see, that to me is like when you're really in love with the relationship and you're committed to the relationship. When you can do those things even despite your anger. Like I can't do well with spiteful actions. Like spiteful actions to me is malicious. Anything malicious to me is an attack. Anything that's an attack to me gets a response. That's just how I respond to it. So like if you start being spiteful towards me,
Did you think about that like before you just said it?
no.
He has boots on. He's at war.
Why?
I was about to say, is this how you go about your arguments at home? Like, do you have that correlated in your brain already?
In my mind, anything spiteful to me is malicious. Anything malicious to me is an attack.
Yeah, that rolled off the tongue for you.
Well, I've
That's
never
why I
said it
was-
before, but
okay.
I'm good at my job. Thank you. So what happens to me is like once you start the spiteful actions, to me now you just open up a whole different playing field, and it's never good, not for me and not for you. And especially because I usually try to be the bigger person before we go to sleep. So you already shooed me away, and then you go on to be spiteful the next morning. I just can't do well with those things. So for me, going to bed mad is a no-go. So I think if somebody gave me that advice, I would say the way I respond to it, thank you. Because I need that.
Thank you.
But y'all go to bed mad? I don't know how y'all do
I
it.
think it depends on what you're discussing.
Like
or
who's
what
in the
was,
wrong?
Yeah, or what was done.
That's all
That's
right.
another
Because-
thing, though.
That's
Like
true.
the whole wrong and right. Like I'm not.
Yeah, like
Well-
we could be arguing about something. You could think that I'm wrong about something. But I
No.
think
That's not what I'm talking about. There are things that are like clearly wrong. You recognize that it's wrong.
Right.
We both recognize that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like
I-
morally wrong.
No, it broke an agreement
Like,
that has
let's
been
just say
established in that relationship.
Like an
I think-
example would be he stepped outside of the relationship in a sexual manner.
No, let's say you went
I'm
and
not going to bed.
Spent,
I'm mad about that.
like $10,000 that we had planned for something else.
Okay.
And I ain't know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take more than one night.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like things
30 days.
I think it depends on like what we're discussing or what we're arguing about, because we both know you're wrong. But in my mind, I need to know like what led you to do that. Like what gave you the authority or the confidence to think that that was a good decision. You know, I just have to understand, because you can't just say you went and spent our money, you know, that we had set aside for something else. Your money, do what you want to do. I don't give a fuck. But our money,
Like we've been like stacking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so
We had like a shared goal.
exactly.
And then you just went off track.
So again, it goes back to what the argument is over. And I just don't, it's not always possible to go to bed
Resolve.
unbothered. Yeah.
I agree.
I say situations like that, I say the same amount of effort and energy that you spent in that action or allegation, whatever the reason for that discernment is, you need to spend the same amount of energy in that apology. So if you spent $10,000 and you probably planned for this,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and it took you a week to plan, it's going to take you a week to apologize. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if we get to that point,
Plus tax.
yes. And interest.
And interest, yeah.
But, nah, tax or interest. You can't do both.
fees. So you got like a
No, it's an administration fee,
Like DoorDash.
delivery fee,
Literally,
execution fee.
upset fee. Like now we
You
have
got me
to
fucked up
wash
fee.
the blankets from the couch fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking fees attached to that.
The generic statements are the worst. Like men ain't shit. Like all bitches. Da da da. Like no. Like you need to stop right there.
All bitches think it's
No,
it's
not. It's not.
No, I agree.
Think like what do men think like?
You can't think like a man, Steve. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you're a woman, it's impossible for you to think like a man. If you're a man,
I mean, it's possible.
It is possible.
It's
He gave a
possible.
whole book.
Yo,
It's very
could read.
possible.
book is not.
We could also get the audiobook.
He
but
gave a book.
And he
There is a
borderline-
movie.
and he's iffy on the man side. Like
visual.
Oh wow.
like he's a little. You know what I'm saying, like, think like a man has to come from somebody who is a solid, sound man.
Now hold on. Was he
This is not
saying?
going to be a Steve bashing
I'm
segment.
like,
Was he saying
I like Steve.
logically, like, and this is gonna be like a super.
They are
insult
not
to women.
the most not.
When
Like,
he
was he
invites
saying
us on
be
his show
logical
and
in the way you're
invites
dating?
Rico.
I don't give a. I don't care. First of all.
I'll go for Rico.
Thanks, Mara.
Oh my got you.
You're such a traitor.
Um,
You see, you thinking like a man right there.
I'll just.
What he meant?
So this is what
the synopsis
Google.
is.
It's not even a synopsis, but whatever. This is what the internet says. Men and women have different approaches to relationships. In the book, Steve Harvey argues that men and women often think and act differently in relationships simply because they're wired differently. Men tend to be more logical and practical, while women tend to be more emotional and intuitive.
I knew it. Okay,
Kat,
let me
did
tell
you read the book? That sounds so great. That was great PR work.
But it doesn't even work.
Yeah, I saw the movie and heard the book.
But it won't work, because if you just said it, right, it's almost like you already canceled it. If we're wired differently, then we can't think the same. So if you're saying, hey, men and women are wired different, that means our signals are not happening the same. That means I can't think like you, because the wire that goes here and there and yours that go here and there are not the same. So I can't think like you. So that right there don't make no sense.
It's just walking contradict. You know, I don't want to get into
Well,
it.
I think
Just saying, like, be logical as a woman, like, that's annoying.
it is, because
It is annoying.
I'm not even gonna say why, but anyway, I think that women whose fathers were like very like instrumental in raising them and like teaching them lessons, I think are more likely to be thought of as like women who think like men.
You're saying something?
My thing is, although I do agree, I don't know your dad, Aaron, but if I had to guess, he's a cool guy, right? We have to understand something. There's a lot of dudes out here that are not a cool guy. So there's a lot of dudes out here that can teach a woman how to think like a man because they don't really even think like a man.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So when we have men who are, because there are men who are very much non-reactive, but they're very much pushovers, and they're I guess like they don't have the strong boundaries that men typically would have. When we have men like that trying to give advice to women, which there's a lot of these dudes on podcasts nowadays, and I won't say any names, even though I've been on the name spree.
Name names, Rico. No, don't name names.
You almost got me, dude.
kidding.
You almost got me.
Keep going.
So like, there's a lot of men on the podcast who are
Gonna get a rise
who
out
are
of
not
Steve.
really who are not really like who are not really a full on man. And if we had to ask me what is a full on man, it's just a man who can embody all the challenges of the world, weigh a lot on his shoulders, and still function the same, and learn how to distribute that weight differently to a point where he can still bring ease and peace to his surroundings. So thinking like a man is hard to say when you look at it when it's coming from a man who doesn't even really fully think like a man himself.
So, since we have 3 ladies on the panel,
No
I just
shade.
wanna ask,
Ash.
Rico, you ready?
Why's your knee red?
Just because he cheated does not
'Cause I was
mean
like-
he doesn't love you.
That's great advice.
Just
Hold on.
because he's yeah, I believe
Not
that.
us being
Come on,
biased.
Mara for the president.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Mara for presidente.
You don't?
I do.
She thinks it's good advice. What's your
I think-
issue?
Oh, look
I
at Amanda's face.
I know she's sick. I'm sorry. I just feel like
I love Mara.
it depends. Like everything is situational. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like these generic like things. I'm like, no, I just not buying what you're selling. Like, I think that different like for all we know, I mean, there's like different relationships have like if you a relationship is like what you make it, not what it's like told to us to be. So like maybe for you, like if a guy cheated on you, well, that's cheating. Period. Where it's like if you have a relationship where it's like set up for you to explore other things, then like that's not cheating. But to the outsider, it would look like cheating. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Wait,
So-
if there's no
It's
deception
like open
in there.
relationship, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It would be
but
like
But
that.
there's
What if there is deception though? Let's just say
those are
hypothetically.
terms of agreement from the
Yeah.
beginning,
What
right?
is-
Like
what is-
that's not cheating. That's like the terms of agreement. But if there's some deception in there, that's
Okay.
a little bit different.
Okay, I
right?
get what you're saying. Yes, yes.
Like we agreed, me and Mara are not going to be outside of this relationship, and
and
then
then you do.
you
So you
cast
break
me.
the rule.
prancing like a deer in some other woman's lawn.
not prancing.
Okay.
Is it because you don't
I guess
love
like
Mara
you know,
anymore?
like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
or you just have a high sexual appetite?
well, that's the thing.
Or
Okay, so
drive.
going back to so what
A
that's what it
thing
was, right?
too.
What was it, Alan? If you cheat, just because he cheats doesn't mean
he doesn't love you.
yeah, that's a fact because yeah, usually men will cheat and still love their woman, even if he loves his other woman too.
Ooh, yikes.
Okay.
This
you
is-
see,
I-
I was
I-
only talking about cheating.
I'm just
On a
saying that he
sexual level.
still
Now
will
you're
love.
just spreading
Yeah,
the
now
love.
you're-
I'm just saying he can still love like.
So you're saying
you
he's
can
in
love
love.
one
Bitch
person,
now?
so if he
You don't
cheat,
love me.
what? He doesn't love you?
You got you 2 times like you were emotionally with someone else. You got another bitch.
I got 2.
Nah, you're out of here.
Okay,
You
but
don't
so if
love her?
she has
But
two,
why-
or if you have 2, can she have 2?
Wait, time out. We're talking about my love. I ain't talking about her love.
No.
Wait, can we
No.
stay? Can we stay on my love?
Hold on, it's
2
always the same
boyfriends. I'm
thing.
like,
We're not
right
talking
here.
about my
Exactly.
my acceptance. I'm just talking about my ability to love more than one.
You don't have to be I don't think that it's natural to be monogamous if we were to strip everything. However, obviously, like monogamy works clearly because that's how America was built. Like that's how families came. That's how kids were born. That's all of that. So I think that it can work, and I think that it can not work at the same time. I am like a very much believer in gray.
You just have to choose what works for you.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
hate that fucking thing so much. If I could like take that and put it into an object and just step on it
Launch
and
it.
spit on it and light it on
But
fire.
choose what works for
and just-
you. Was that your bad advice?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that what you said?
yes. And then I could just light it on fire and just throw it out, and I'd be like, "That's what works for you. Gets you basura."
But what if you want to have like a wife and kids, and the person that you want doesn't want to get married or have kids? So then you don't date them,
yeah, but like, okay, what I don't want to do is I don't want to utilize what is majority of our natural standards in terms of procreation, which is typically the idealistic goal with a partner, into my preferences. Now, if you were to say, hey, would you want a girl who cooks and clean? And I'm like, nah, I don't want a girl that cooks or clean. She doesn't need to cook and clean. That's a whole different ball game, right? Because now that's a preference. But like having a kid, I feel like is majority of men's thing, right?
why though?
Well, it's because of legacy. Like usually men think
Ego.
legacy. Usually men think ahead. We want to keep, like, for example, especially if you go from the history of men.
Why do you need to have offspring? You specifically.
Me specifically?
Yeah, like what is the like what? How do you know that your kid's going to carry the same legacy that you have, or the same truth that you have?
It's not their purpose to carry the same legacy as me. But my purpose is to set them up in a position where they can carry whatever legacy that they like. But realistically, procreation is really about, in my opinion, procreation is really about just bringing in individuals that's going to help better society. I'm a big humanitarian myself, so like I do.
If you don't get your ass out of here,
Nah, I'm being for real.
what humanitarian efforts do you give to?
Well, first of all, I could. Well, I mean,
But do you know
all
what I mean though?
in all honesty, like I could tell you tens of thousands of dollars that I personally have spent to give back to homeless shelters, and from here all the way to Las Vegas, every single Thanksgiving. I remember I brought out a whole truck on some Frank Lucas and had 500 dinners that I've given out on Thanksgiving. I have a lot of things that I do and I give back. Like that's my thing. Like I don't believe in certain things. So all in all, like making the world a better place doesn't always have to be an action of giving. But if you're giving or action of giving some type of physical thing like money, clothes, or food, but knowledge is key. And I really personally believe 99% of people are running around here without any knowledge of what this world really is, was, and how we really, constructed it. Now, my goal is to bring a kid into this world, help enlighten them, and hopefully that they do some type of good to the cause. I don't know and I don't control them, but the goal is to set them up. I think ego is healthy, but the thing is, not y'all, but it's the stigma that they put on ego. You know what I'm saying? They put this stigma on ego to a point, and I told you already the real origin of the etymology of ego is nothing bad, but they made it to something bad. So then that way that if somebody calls you egotistical or somebody says that you have an ego problem, out of nowhere you become somebody who embodies some type of narcissistic ways. You embody self-centeredness and all of these different negative things. And I'm so big on words.
Because the thing that
all
happened with
associated.
ego is because ego became attached to survival. And because as human beings, we are wired to survive, and your ego is attached to your survival, people started doing whatever they needed to do in order to survive. And people were willing to compromise and do whatever they needed to do, whether that was lie, steal, cheat.
Get peed on your arm.
Just be right there.
So that if you ask me,
So
based on that, Miri,
that's what. So when you said like, how did we get lost? Why ego became such a bad thing? Is that because once it became like, okay, this is a survival thing, and it's attached to that. That's why it became bad. Or negative.
If we ran with that narrative,
I just want to go to the next. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, I have one. Can I
mention
have a
that
thing?
it was Haitian
Just to circle back. There is like a great what? Yeah. So one of the most negative things, and I wanted to ask everybody, is that you can change the person you're with, right?
Who says that?
Nope, he's a good man, Savannah. Okay,
he's still a good man. She ain't trying to change him.
So what I'm just nope. He married, but he's a good man. So we have, we
good
have
point.
this thing where you're like, you can change him, you can change her. In terms, that is one, but it's given.
That's what she's saying. It's
true.
bad
But
advice.
it's
Who's
that's
giving
Very
given.
that?
toxic
I've never heard
advice,
that.
but it's given.
I've always
No, yeah,
heard,
that
let
is-
that man be who he is and leave him. Savannah. That's what I heard. I ain't hear the, he's a good man because he married Savannah. You know what's some bad advice?
No, because
that I've heard?
sometimes you putting yourself first is putting the relationship first.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes.
Like if I don't love
Don't
myself.
talk to him. He doesn't have a
Oh,
microphone.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
It's all right. You
actually
can
not bad
But
advice.
talk
to us.
You can talk to him without
Okay.
talking to him.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you like, because then you could be, if you don't love yourself and then you're looking for it
Yep.
from somebody else, they're never going to be able to give it to you anyways because
Mhm.
you don't even give it to yourself.
You don't know what it look like.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what. So that's.
You don't know what it looks like, and
Or what
if
it
you
feels
don't
like.
but you don't even know what you want to like. You don't even know what your requirements are to feel love.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
if you don't love yourself.
Right.
That's not bad advice.
And I also
It is
think
great
that
advice.
It's not because
when you give too much of yourself,
100%.
you like if you're constantly pouring out,
You'll get resentful at some point.
you're gonna be resentful, and you have nobody pouring into you.
Yeah, then you're just empty.
Exactly. And I don't think you can function at an optimal rate, when you come to the table, if you will, like on E.
You know what I think? I think what some people hear is that when you hear put yourself first, you hear be selfish.
Exactly.
So I think what you're processing, what you're hearing is this. Is like put yourself first. No, you're hearing be selfish and women are so selfish. And I think you're not listening to the right message. What it's saying is you can't pour from an empty vessel.
Exactly.
So if I'm not whole and I'm not full, I can't take care of you. And I want to take care of you. So in order for me, okay, Lord,
I forget
Cut.
who.
you want to hear what you want to hear so bad. No, because like a dude will be
doesn't
like,
work
moving-
for
How do
him.
we
It
work
doesn't
right?
work
That's
for
what I'm saying.
him.
A dude, see, do you see how it doesn't work? You want me to take care of you. You want me to show up 100%. You want me to be a good woman for you. And if I'm telling you, in order for me to do that, I need to be whole so I could be whole for you.
You're gonna be like, I gotta put the kids first.
Why are you
Wow.
not? Why are you reaching?
Facts. That's not
What
a
if
reach.
there's no
That is
kids?
reality.
What if there are kids?
Oh,
And there
Well,
will be.
then
So
I mean,
And
right.
there
Yeah.
will
You,
be.
Aaron, you saw that?
Go ahead and move the goalpost.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I have to be whole so I can feed you. When we just said put yourself first, I mean, the thing is, I feel like we take things sometimes very literal. So like, even though what you're saying we hear is actually what we're actually saying versus what you're saying, your terminology or your definition of that slogan is different. If you said, hey, listen, make sure you're full so you can feed your partner the same way, that's way different than put yourself first, though. Because put yourself first is generalized and has no boundaries. So that means when push comes to shove, who am I going to expect for you to put first? You. So,
Always.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking
because
about?
if we don't have ourselves, then
Thank you.
how can we expect you to have us?
Well, what we're saying is,
No, you
It's not
came
selfish.
into this world by yourself.
That's the
you
only
will
relationship
leave
forever.
by yourself.
Even death do us
Thank
part.
you.
Someone's dying, and you're
Exactly.
still with who? Yourself.
Thank you.
And when
So
you
that's
walk-
why
when
your
you walk
relationship with
cheating-
yourself is so important, and that's
come
what
on,
I'm
fellas,
saying
Be selfish.
since the beginning.
Fuck it all.
When you
No, Rico,
No,
that's good.
When you
Yes,
walk
be
cheating
selfish,
and
but
you're
not
for
in a
self,
way that is
Nah,
like
I don't
to
even
put
want to
us
hear
first?
your reasons of ways.
no, because you're being
Be selfish.
shut off.
Because
We're saying be open. Yes, we're saying be
open.
for yourself, but be open and understand that sometimes being for yourself is being for someone else.
You know how many times I've heard a
It's
girl
true.
say, and this is, I've spoken to a lot of women in my life, you feel me? And you know how many times I heard a girl say, yeah, my ex only cared about himself. Right? Right here. Beautiful, lovely women. Just put yourself first. But when a dude puts himself first, it really becomes a whole different thing. Like if I said I'm putting myself first, I'm only covering 50% of the bills.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Pardon me. 2 seconds. If I said, yo, I'm going to put myself first So I'm only going to cover my half of the bills so I can make sure that I'm set up in case this doesn't work, right? If I said I'm putting myself first, so I'm only going to feed me or do what makes me happy. And then once I'm full, I could be the guy that you love.
No, because you're operating from lack and fear.
How am I operating from
Because
lack?
you're saying, what if she leaves or like da 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 da? It's like, okay, in that moment, it's about being present. Like in this moment right now, can you pay full and feel good about that? Then cool. If not, you have something going on, then it's a discussion with your partner, and then there's discernment, and then you decide. And if that's really someone that loves you, they'll understand that you're in a situation where you have to do this because that's what's best for you, which in turn is best for both of y'all because
That makes sense.
But why do I have to be?
So if you got
I
a
need-
job in Seattle.
Wait, Aaron has a point.
I just want to clarify because I think that when women say, put me first, may not look like the same thing as when men say to put themselves first. So my question to you, Rico, is when men are saying that and you're encouraging men to do that, what does that look like?
This is how I take it, right? Like this is how I see it. And this is probably like a crazy example, but we're going there. When I hear a woman put herself first,
No. I want you to tell me what men.
but this is what I'm saying. When men here put themselves first, the first thing, not the first thing, but the only thing that I can think that can actually make it so you understand what we actually hear is, and this is just an example, it's my body, my decision. That's putting yourself first at all cost. So when I'm saying that's what we receive it as, so when you ask me what does it look like, it's like my assets, my resources, my decisions, regardless of you, regardless of how you feel, regardless, and it's not operating out of
maybe
lack.
that happened to you and that's why you guys feel this way.
No,
That's
no.
the lens.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's how we interpret it. Putting yourself first, like, because what I try to tell you, there's no boundaries. It can go from a 10 to a 1, which 1 to 5 might not be detrimental to anybody. But once you tell me that you're putting yourself first, I, as a man, have to prepare under the worst circumstances for me to trust that you're going to live up to the word of you putting yourself first, which is a whole different limelight. Now, maybe y'all not meaning it that way, but I'm telling you, when we hear that, that's what, well, I ain't gonna say all men, but when I and men like me hear that, that's what we interpret. That's how we digest it, and that's how we receive it. So when you're asking me how would I operate, I'm going to operate as such from a 1 to a 10 on all levels. There's no boundaries on how I'm going to put myself first.
But
Well, that's
no.
a you problem.
Wait. But I'm literally asking
the words.
I'm literally asking.
Why?
Because the words.
I'm literally asking if you're gonna tell a man put yourself first. What does it look like? Which has nothing to do with women, nothing to do with what women believe putting themselves first. What does that look like to a man? That's what I'm asking.
If I had to give you an example of what somebody putting themselves first is,
A man.
Not somebody, a man. Yeah.
a man. Those are the men that we talk
Well, because
about.
I'm asking a question and he didn't answer my question the first time. That's why I want to
thought
make sure.
did, but
No,
it's okay. A man that I can say is putting himself first right now is the men that we talk about who shit on women because they got money now and they got denied before. That's a man putting himself first. That's what that looks like. We know what not everybody, but we know what I'm talking about. So those are the men that are putting themselves first. They get money. They live their fancy life. They treat women like whatever because at the end of the day, they're putting themselves first. If they like her for her aesthetics and they just want to have a one-nighter with her or they want to have, some type of longevity. Yeah, that's what a man looks like with putting himself first, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So the reason,
No, that's so like.
wait, no,
Driven men speaking.
No.
And when women say putting herself first, it is like a sense of healing. It is a sense of mental,
Like
of
a wholeness. Like you're.
Exactly.
But that's how a man heals. A man heals by
That's not
loving
how.
him.
Oh, he got
Well,
money
he needs
now.
to read a book or
Go
like
shit on somebody.
a couple
Go
books
shit on her.
and go to therapy. Like that's giving. I need therapy and I need self
But that's why
development
I'm
books.
saying, like, this is
Oh,
the
boy.
whole thing that I'm saying is
and
that
that's why I asked that question.
we have to
Very
understand
different.
Like
that.
shit on women. What are we
Shout out to
talking about?
Steve Harvey, because Steve Harvey's book said that men and women are wired differently. So when we're saying the
Ask us
same
for a
thing,
check.
but but we're interpreting it in different ways, in different extremes. So that's why I said, is like before, I gave you an example. If you said, hey, I got to make myself full, so then that way I could be fully present and giving for you, that is interpreted and received entirely different to a man than if you were to say, hey, I got to put myself first. Like, I'm telling you, from a man's standpoint, not all men, but a man's standpoint, that is how we interpret that message. That's why we think that is bad advice.
So, okay, with that said, let me explain what, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, explain to you what women are generally thinking when they say we got to put ourselves first. So, let's say you wake up early every day, you go to work and you're in school and you are taking care of your children, and you have allowed yourself to fall off physically. You're mentally in a bad space, physically you're in a bad space, and it's just weighing on you. And it's because you're not sharing a burden that also belongs to somebody else. So it's like, you know what? I got to get healthy. I got to do something for me. So you know what? No, I'm not going to take care of the kids
Right.
like I am or like I have been doing for the past few years. You got to get some of this work now. You have to, manage all of this so that I can put myself first and put my health first. And going back to what you were saying, if you're not healthy, what can you do? You can't look after your kids. You can't, make your home a home. You probably underperforming at work too. So that's why
Health is wealth.
that's why
Wealth is health.
that's why I think that's what a lot of women mean by putting themselves first. Or you may be the fixer in your family. Everybody calls you for their fucking problem. But there's never anyone that you can reach out to when you need a helping hand or you need somebody to help you carry your burden. And once you realize that, you're like, damn, ain't nobody got my back. I got to put myself first now because I got to make sure I can take care of me. Because clearly everyone else who I've given so much to is making a choice to not step up to help me. So that's and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's typically what women are saying, like learning boundaries, having standards, and not falling for bullshit, not losing ourselves in the relationship or like in life and our responsibilities and stuff.
The guy who is here, who had his girlfriend, oh my God, I forgot his name. Bro from Jersey. He came here. Remember, he had his girlfriend. The comedian, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that as an example.
So let me just tell you.
Like,
So he was a
no.
comedian. He is a comedian. He was with the woman for a long period of time. I think he said like 10 years. And then the last, like, I guess 2 years has been, or a year and a half had been rocky.
Oh, she went to therapy.
She went to
Her-
therapy,
okay, yeah, I
and
remember
then, she started before, I don't remember all the logistics, but before they were really like, more so like a partner on everything.
that. Mhm.
But the therapist said that, she has to, like, I guess, find herself or whatever. And it got to a point where she was putting herself to a point where it was conflicting
Detrimental to the
the relationship, where
I kind of
she was not considerate of him and not considerate of, I guess, whatever he was asking for at that time.
Then he should leave.
But that's the question, is what happens when putting yourself first
Leave.
becomes a conflict in your relationship, not from the other standpoint, but from your personal standpoint. Let's say if I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put myself first now in the
Do you think like that was like a healthy, and we don't know like the details, but it may have been that it wasn't a healthy dynamic, and maybe her therapist.
No, I kind of remember him saying,
As a former therapist, I can speak on it
Alan.
a little bit, and that so maybe it could have been that the dynamic wasn't healthy. And through therapy, she learned how to set certain boundaries. And he may not have been okay with it and be able to process it.
Right.
And so it created some conflict in their relationship.
Marie, what if I said may on everything opposite of that?
No, I actually think that because I remember asking, like, what did, the changes look like? And I really want to say, because I actually said maybe y'all was fucked up from the beginning and you were selfish from the beginning. And I kind of remember him responding along the lines of what Marie is saying.
Well, guys, I just want to take this time to actually do the icebreaker. with
Oh,
our
shit,
guests,
we
since
forgot.
We
Damn.
forgot to do that at the
Well,
beginning. of
you
the
forgot.
Lucky, I was about to
You guys
pick
had
this
me fucking hot in the
𝗔𝗕
beginning of
𝗧𝗵𝗲 so
this.
far
I'm like,
Marie's bungalow.
At the table, we've been doing an icebreaker thing with our
Can I ask
guests.
the first question?
I'll decide. So
She's putting herself.
these are her boundaries, okay? It's not a rule, it's a boundary. Thank you.
So no, get away from her.
Her boundaries suck.
Pants, hello.
So we're gonna ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
We're gonna have you answer. This is gonna be our icebreaker part of the segment. I will ask the first question.
Trash. Go ahead.
I already know what question you want to ask.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Okay. I'll ask the first question.
Okay.
Okay. So if you could have dinner with anyone,
It's not even your question.
bro.
dead or alive,
It's not even your question.
It was going to be today because she said she knew it.
I feel like Alan's gonna hate this. But I feel like it would
don't
be
care
like
about Alan.
my 15-year-old self.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
I hate it.
actually.
Pick another person.
Hold on. We've never gotten this before.
No, I think that's good.
That was actually a good answer. But why?
I had a really hard time during my younger years. And then I did a lot of things that was told to me that I wouldn't be able to do, or that wasn't realistic, and I did them. And so I didn't need to feel all the shame and helplessness that I felt at that age. So I just would like her to be seen by me now, or see me now and be like, oh wow, okay, we made
I
it.
actually really love that answer. Do you
Mhm.
think that a 2-hour dinner with your 15-year-old self
She would
is gonna
be
be enough?
Geeking.
I think I'd want to spend a whole day with my.
Oh my god, I
15-year-old
would. Yeah, I would love that.
Come on, Aaron.
I have chills just thinking about it because I'm just
This would be a lot of trouble.
I could cry because I'm just
self. Ooh, don't cry, don't cry.
no, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Don't cry.
It would be
Because
such
I
a
was gonna
powerful
cry
thing.
with
So
you.
I don't know.
My eyes are watering. Don't cry.
That would be
Oh.
my guest of choice.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Rico, you can go ahead and ask the second question.
I don't even want to ask mine
Fucking
because
serious.
her shit is like this. Her shit is all lovey-dovey. My shit is
Let's get nasty.
all right, you want it? All right.
That was a good question, though.
Mara,
I
you
mean, a
good
good
now?
response.
Yes.
I need you to regroup for me.
I'm good.
It was great.
Thank
I
you.
wish you picked a person, but it's great.
Sorry, I'm sorry
You're
to let
still
you
my
down.
friend, regardless.
It is a person.
Oh, here you go, Mara. This is for you.
Thank you. You guys said dead or alive, so
It's not
technically both.
word. Wow, great answer.
Okay.
I like what you did there.
No, I thought it was a really good answer.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Mara, let's get to the good stuff. So,
Good stuff.
pick. You're only alive for 24 hours now,
Oh fuck.
right?
Okay.
You only got 24
shoot.
hours to live. Oh, don't worry, you don't get fined. Maybe I might split my invoice with you.
Okay.
So you only have 24 hours to live.
Mhm.
You get to have an intimate moment with anyone being in this whole world,
Intimate in which way?
sexual.
Okay, so I get to have sex with anyone. Okay, you're asking who would it be?
Come on, Mara. Don't say the
I don't
15-year-old self,
know.
because that'd be
No.
weird.
That would be weird. That would be weird. I don't even know.
Oh, I can feel it. It's right there. Just say it.
I really have no clue. I've never even thought of that.
Any celebrity crushes that you had as growing up or now? Impactful people, influential people, anybody?
I literally can't think.
Anybody?
I feel like I would say Channing Tatum just off of appearance and fangirling when I was younger, but I've never really considered
He would
that.
have been that magic Mike for Mara.
Right. Like I would just want to go like play and just be like run around, I guess. I don't know.
I like it. All right. Cool.
Not my best answer. I'm sorry, guys.
Actually,
That
it was a
one
great
is
answer.
weird.
I'll be honest with you.
because sorry, not on the mic. I like it because we don't usually get like real answers for this one.
They'd be like my wife, my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, I don't
my
got
ex.
either. No, none of that. No.
None of that.
Okay, so the last question is, well, you don't drink. Well, when you did drink,
Uh-huh.
what was like your number one go-to drink?
Vodka Red Bulls.
Okay.
She's a wild animal.
So uppers and downers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Mara's the homie.
You know what? It doesn't have to be like an
Uh-uh.
alcoholic drink. Like when you go out to a party, like
Oh,
you
I'm like a
drink
sucker for a Coke.
Coke.
Yeah.
Like
So
a
non-alcoholic.
Coca-Cola?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm like a grandmom. Like
That's
Give
so
me a Coke.
like vodka Red Bull.
I just don't like it. I love I like waking up and doing whatever I want. And if I'm hungover, that's just not happening.
Can you date a guy with a wine collection? Or
Yeah.
Will you-
It's yes, I
do you
could.
drink wine too, or I mean, do you not drink wine as well, or
No, so like, okay, I say I don't drink because that's like my bare minimum. But if I'm like out with like my dad likes to like drink, he's not like a heavy drinker, but he loves to like go have a good time, like so every year he'll go to Clearwater to like watch the Phillies games. And if I go down there with him, like I'll have a drink with him because it's like me and my dad. It's just like the intention with things. I get weird. I'm not with the whole like, let's get effed up. Like, not my vibe. But if you want to, like, I have new friends and they own like a spiked iced tea brand. And
Cool.
they're like, will you try it? And I'm like, yeah, I can try it. Like, I'm not someone who's going to go into like a spiral. I'm lucky in that way that I don't have like an addiction problem. It's just, I don't feel like my best self when I am like,
Really
Intoxicated.
yeah, like
Yeah.
in it like that. But it's like this summer, obviously, like I know I'll be down the shore and I'm friends with these guys now. So
Which shore?
I like to go to North Wildwood,
Where's that? Where is
like
it?
in Jersey.
Oh,
North
okay.
Wildwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said to them, like I'm
Went there
like
for my
I'll
high
have a day where like I go drink iced teas with you guys. Like I'll have a day
What's
like
the brand?
Sea Isle spiked iced tea.
Sea Isle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He owes us 25,000.
You're
letting you
welcome.
Appreciate you.
So, but yeah, like so, like if I have like an intention and like it just feels good, it's fine. But if it's like just because, like it's just not for me.
Okay.
But what I would say to that is cheers.
Wait, we all-
Maddie, go get one for yourself. Now.
She has
Oh,
one.
wait, can
What
I?
are you drinking in there?
You can cheers with the water.
Yeah,
of
I don't-
course.
I was like a bottle server, and I literally didn't drink.
That's probably the best thing though.
It was so funny.
Money too. Yeah.
Me bottle serving. I'm like,
Cheers.
Cheers.
guys.
We are cheering to our guests today.
Thank you.
We are cheering to it's actually Haitian Flag Day that
Woo,
we
woo,
forgot to
woo,
mention
woo.
at the start of this live.
Hey.
What do we say?
Ça passe.
Ça passe.
And it is also Mary's birthday.
Yes.
Shout out Mir.
Taurus season.
Yes, it is Taurus
Taurus.
Tuesday. I thought you were coming into the camera.
And Haitian Flag Day.
Thanks.
Sac
Cheers.
passe. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yo, Aaron is crazy.
Not to revisit, since we're talking about good and bad advice.
Ooh, somebody ain't got a microphone.
Who cares about like anything?
That's what you would say?
Yeah. Stop caring.
Fuck these people.
literally, like who cares?
Think about everybody and what they think of you.
Yeah, and I would also just be like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Not what my mom wants, not what my dad wants, not what they tell me to do at school. Like, I finally like went into that mode when I was like in my early 20s and like started exploring like, wait, I could do like if time and money didn't exist, what would my life look like? And then I figured that out, and then I just started like putting myself in positions for that. Now, obviously, that doesn't always happen, or that's not always possible per se. Like, instantly, but like I just never thought that I would like leave my hometown. Like I wanted to get married. Like I had this boyfriend and he bought a house, so I like moved into the house because that's what I was supposed to do. Like we bought a dog together because that's what I was supposed to do. Like, you know what I mean? So I was just always like keeping up with the Joneses, I feel like, for no reason. I wasn't like what I wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
You were
would just
going in the trajectory that you thought your life was.
that
supposed
I
to
like
go in.
saw everybody else doing.
Yeah.
But it's like I wasn't even looking at people who were like happy in their situations. So like when I lived in LA, like my parents are divorced. When I lived in LA, I worked for this woman and her husband were just like so like gay, like actually like all the time, like happy and like, you know what
Giddy.
I mean? Yeah, like giddy. And I'm like, wow, this
That type of
exists.
gay
Like,
guy.
I'm like, yeah, that.
Yeah, like
That kind of gay.
why did you? Why that was some LA shit.
No,
You just cost me 25,000. Like
it's like my favorite. Like I just
That's
like,
your favorite word to use?
yes.
For happy?
Yes.
Happiness?
Yeah.
Why not
That
joy?
I know that's what it means, but it's just
To be
like
gay,
in
to
this
be
day and age.
joyful and happy.
It's like, cause gay is like the umbrella of like happy, joy. Like it's like all of the things. Like
but I know, but
No, it's definitely.
I know.
Wait, stop it. No, it's not.
I like to like flip things on. I know. But for me, it means this. But like also
He said her and her husband was so gay, my head said error. Error. What? Hold on.
But yeah, they're just like so happy.
Yeah.
I know. No, it's funny because I went on a podcast a couple of weeks ago and they were like, "That's so gay," and I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean though by that?"
Like
Because
happy?
like,
the dictionary gay.
and they're like
Or-
homosexual, and I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not what I mean." And I'm like, "It's just like feeling good, like being happy."
It's probably on drugs.
Well, I think wasn't gay for happiness actually the first word, the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
definition?
Yeah,
that's why I said nobody's used it in that way.
like gay, merry, and bright.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the
Mhm.
Christmas song. Like
No.
all my friends are
What
like,
song
Martin,
was that?
no. I'm like, well, for me, yes.
It's an old song. It's an old ass song.
Word, because the newer generation don't know that gay means happy.
They'd be like, "What?"
But they were just like they were just like so happy and stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like so from her, like I would take advice about a family because like I saw what they built as a family. Like whereas it's like when my mom, I love her to death and I want her to like date and find someone and be in that way. But it's like
Gay.
and be gay.
All right, we gotta stop.
but I'm like, I won't take like full relationship advice from her because I'm just like
Haven't been that
respectfully,
successful.
yeah, like I just disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No shade to Mom Duke. She's a great
no,
woman.
she's the
you know?
literally the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, are we getting on a dating app this week or something? She's like, no.
Christian
I'm like,
mingle.
okay,
You could be gay on there.
or something. Just be open to it. But she's not there.
How long have your parents been divorced?
A long time. But like my mom is like super old school.
Okay.
Like she grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Isn't that where Biden's from?
Is
Scranton?
she?
I'm from Delaware.
Oh,
There's something in Scranton
No,
about.
the office is in Scranton.
Yes, the office.
Oh, okay.
That's where I know that name.
But
from.
it's like very like, you know, like not Stepford wives, but like kind of
Cookie
like
cutter?
everything is like, yes,
I
very
almost went to
cookie
college
cutter.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
regardless
but-
of where she grew
It's
up, I
crazy.
feel like anyone from like the past generation, they're not gonna get with dating apps.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. My daddy be on them.
Yeah,
Because I told you your dad's a cool guy. I don't know
Or like,
why.
or the websites like Match.com, like something.
that's
FYI.
way back.
You know,
Match.com.
I'm like
People
something.
that date over 50, what is it called? Our time.
Our time.
Yeah, like I want her to have a time, and I'm
I want her to have a
waiting.
time.
Wait, hold on. Now, is that you projecting? Does she want to date?
When is her birthday?
I think
Maybe
that
she's okay being alone.
she's really
Not.
bored.
When's her birthday?
No, I know, but like, is that your feeling?
She's
Aaliyah?
Aquarius.
She's an,
Oh,
she's okay
I
being
think
alone.
it's giving like
She's okay being alone.
Aquarius.
She's okay being alone.
Aquarius love to be alone.
Yeah. We love
Why?
a little bit.
she's
of
like a lover and like she's always like fixing like other people's things. So I'm just like I just would love for her to have her own thing.
To
Like
fix?
it doesn't even need to be like a boy. Like they don't even need to make out or anything. Like I just want her to have a
They don't need to
friend.
make out.
Like I just want her to have a friend.
Little
Like
friend.
Like,
You know what
we're
I mean?
Like loners, like you know.
No, she's not. She
It
calls my
wasn't an
phone
app
all the
that my
time.
friend actually
No,
used
but
to
you're
make
our
friends
family.
off
It's
of.
different.
Was
You're
it?
not a
No,
str-
like,
She
I
can
know-
get other
I know people
family.
who are older and they were married. They got divorced later on, and they're like, I'm good. Like I'm not lonely. I enjoy my hobbies. I enjoy.
She
what
doesn't
I
have
do.
hobbies.
Oh well, she might need to get some hobbies.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
so
She live
you know
here?
what I'm saying, like
Or-
She
she's
lives in
good.
Philly. But she
You gotta
also
think-
like the marriage was like I honestly I'm not positive, but it's just like I think that like my dad was like the only man that she's ever been with. Like she really like put all of her eggs in that basket, and like when
She should have been putting herself first, huh?
she does not put herself first. Yeah. So like that's I have to teach my mom a lot of things, and she's just like, where did you come from? Like you. But you know, so it's like it almost feels like a fear thing. The
Listen, this new
resistance
generation,
feels like
we're different,
a fear.
What,
Mhm.
baby
No, I totally get it. But I'm like,
hard
just
to start
because
over.
you're like, just because that happened in the past doesn't mean that will happen for your future. Is like, but that's not an easy thing easy pill to swallow.
I
Yeah.
would love to talk to your mom.
About
You know,
advice.
we're one and the same, you know.
I just can I interject?
You can leave her alone.
No, we're Aquariuses. That's my family.
You can leave her alone.
Regardless.
Can I interject here? So I just want to point out that I was in fact right. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. was born November 20th in
Oh, she had
Scranton,
to Google,
Pennsylvania.
y'all. She said, "I know I wasn't
love
nuts."
it.
Aaron said, I knew what I was talking about.
Got 20 million pesos from somebody.
Hey!
Hey!
Translate that.
Wait, hold on. Divide that by 32.
Who sent this to us?
22 million divided by, huh?
Why are many women doing things to their appearance that men say that they don't like?
I'm not going to open up a door
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't care what you like.
Well,
He's talking about himself.
first of all, how? Well, then if you don't like to open the door, then she's just either gonna have to be cool with you not to open the door, or she'll just have to go
Find
do
somebody.
something that will.
Open
Like,
doors.
Yeah,
and if
right.
you don't like
If
someone
you
that
don't
gets
like
their
the
eyelashes done,
lashes,
go find someone that doesn't have their eyelashes done.
That's not the point, Miss Mara.
Mara, I let you think that's something that
I
just
think
Don't-
it is the point.
What?
some women are happy with being
But that's not our topic. So let's get back to answering this question.
Well, we'll do that next week because it's very relevant. I'll find a way to segue that in here, Alan, and thank you.
So I think it's important. I think it's important to present yourself in a way that is attractive to the type of man that you want to attract.
Yeah.
I do that, and vice versa. But when he says eyelashes, I'm really thinking that he's thinking about them like snuffleupagus
right.
eyelashes.
Like
All
the
extras.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Not those subtle ones that we don't even know that you got. Like
Right.
Exactly.
we ain't talking about that. We're talking
Exactly.
about the ones that we know is fake. You know.
You can't even blink.
Right.
No, you
It's
Eyes
like this.
bloodshot.
Yeah.
And every time
That's a
you-
lot. That's a
Them
lot.
eyes is
Volume
bloodshot
sets
red.
that y'all paid $200 for.
They bloodshot red.
Y'all
You can't
blink
blink.
and
It
tickle
burns.
my face every time, and it like what the hell?
Yeah.
No
So,
kisses?
Jay, I hope that helps. I don't
You
know
didn't
if you
even-
don't like women with crazy eyelashes, just don't go after them.
Yes.
No, I think that came from somewhere.
No,
You-
but he's not saying that though. He's
No, I think guys are saying like, why do women do certain things? Like, a lot of guys is like, why do you get your body done? Why do you do this? Why do you wear this makeup?
They're asking in a
Like-
general sense.
But like, it must have come from somewhere, right?
I think that women compete with other women when it comes to getting their body done and their ear lashes. Come on, Aaron, are you serious?
Why is? Hold on, Rico. Why does she have to make it like it's early?
Yo, I don't know. Like,
Why?
can
That
I
was
get
so
my
horrible.
goddamn thought out?
Why,
It looked like he's throwing up.
Like, we didn't need sound effects.
It does though.
That's so gross.
Oh, when she do it. Women compete with other women at this point, and they don't even know what men want, nor do they care to listen to what men want. Because even when we tell them we don't
Well,
want it,
because y'all want
they-
different
I
things.
can never speak.
I'm just saying.
I got motorcycles. I got Miri cycles. I got Mara cycles. If I get one more M cycle, it's gonna be a problem. Next it's gonna be a menstrual cycle.
Maybe.
I'm confronted.
Ruined.
I just want to say that women compete with other women. That's why they get their bodies and their ear lashes, eyelashes, all lashes done. I don't even care no more, bro.
You know what?
Fiesta,
Okay, first of all, let Rico speak.
No, it's
because
over.
They be in the comments.
I
It's like
wanna-
Rico is by himself. They don't know Alan's in the background.
Alan be like this when they be
Him.
talking over me.
You gotta stand up for each other.
They don't know that Alan is in the background.
Okay,
out
how I-
here.
have a microphone.
How I said
Alan actually
the
very
we don't
good.
care.
That was his role. That was his
What the
role.
general, what the general like consensus is. For instance, I've been like hanging out with this man, right?
Wait,
He
I'm
likes
sorry,
when
can you start from
I
the top?
don't wear makeup. So when I'm with him, I won't wear makeup sometimes intentionally because I know that he likes that. But if I'm going out, I'm wearing makeup because that's how I feel best. And I'm like, I look good both ways. So because I like when my cheekbones are accentuated and I like when my eyelashes are a little bit more batty. That's just how I feel. That's my preference.
Why do you like your cheekbones being more?
Because I feel more girly that way.
Why do you feel more girly?
Don't know. That's just how I get
That's
there.
my point exactly, because you were told that is more girly.
That's no different than when you have a good
Yo, stop
fit
it,
on.
Miri. Stop trying to save
So-
it. Miri,
so
stop
you
saving
gonna
it.
cut
Don't
your
let
hair?
Rico-
Save
Miri,
nothing.
Miri,
Don't let Rico come in.
Hold
with
So
on.
are you gonna
Miri,
cut your
Miri,
hair?
Miri.
Are you gonna shave your beard and cut your hair? Because
Are you gonna start fattening yourself up?
That's crazy.
Are you gonna start fattening
Why?
yourself up, or are you gonna keep continuing to go in the gym and keep those muscles?
Makes you
Because
feel
that's
good.
that's what it
That's
means
what
to
I
be
like.
a guy.
First of all, working out is an actual health benefit. Wearing makeup,
Not if you eating hot dogs and cereal.
well, it actually definitely helps balance it for sure. But what I will say is,
Health is important, but I'm eating hot dogs.
what I will say is, makeup. Shout out to Dr. Holistic. Makeup actually puts over 10 pounds of toxins in your body within a year time frame if you wear makeup often. So it's actually more detrimental.
you're gonna die anyways.
Now
What
we're
does it
just
matter?
dying. So you comparing me going to the gym to your makeup?
I think it's
No,
the
I go to the gym
quality
too.
of
You.
Makeup.
That no, because that doesn't make any sense.
What?
I want to get away from the makeup.
No,
I want him to like.
To cater to him.
I like do
Just say
whatever.
it. God damn
whatever.
it. What's the ego?
Okay.
What's the ego?
No, I want him to like. I like that he likes that.
So you want to?
So every now and
cater
then,
to him.
she wants to
Look,
appeal
repeat
to
after
what
me.
he likes.
Cater.
No, I'm into submission. I'm
No, it's not.
into submission and whatever. I understand that what you're saying, but it's not. I'm not doing it to submit. Does that make sense?
You're doing it to cater.
hold on. Let me catch you right
You're
here.
doing it to cater.
Rico,
No, Rico. nothing.
do you get your hair done for bitches?
No, I get my hair done for Thursday at the table, which cost me
If
$125.
if a
so
woman
if we don't get
said-
a super chat right now, I'm gonna be upset.
A woman says, "I like when you don't retwist your dreads. I like when your dreads are all like nasty."
I like them doo-doo locks.
Yeah, I like
No,
when
what's his name? I like the Jim
I
Jones.
actually thought, guys, if you must know, I thought about connecting on my dreads.
I didn't even ask that.
Rico, you're lying.
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I thought about connecting my
Would
dreads.
you keep?
You don't
Would
have
you
to
keep
swear
your?
on
Would
her.
you
I swear to
stop
God.
retwisting your dreads to appeal to this woman?
No, because I want to appeal to the market, and I'm honest about it. Y'all not.
So,
There's a big difference.
so your point stands valid.
False, because he still goes out and markets
No.
the world.
I'm wearing makeup today. Here we are, and I'm
I love it.
But she said when she's with him.
when I'm like if I go home tonight,
What do you mean if? What the fuck is the if?
if I
Call cap on what the fuck
Marie, you
Rico
cost me
just said.
$50,000.
I already know, I'm not
Marie, Mara, you cost me $50,000 right now.
I'm saying like if he was at my house tonight and like for instance the other night he was coming over, I was out prior to him coming over and I had my hair and my makeup done and I had my little outfit on. And we were on the phone and he's like, okay, I'm like 10 minutes away. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to take off my makeup then. But typically, had I not known that he likes me without my makeup, I would have just kept my makeup on for at least, obviously he's sleeping over. So like eventually I would have taken my makeup off.
But he's a man's man. He just wants you.
Do women find it romantic when a man says, I don't need you to wear the lashes, I don't need you to wear makeup, I don't need you to wear extra hair, I just want you to be you because that's how I like you. I like you the way God gave you, not the way Maybelline did.
Wait, has he
Well,
seen her
thanks,
with
but
naked?
I'm not doing none of this for you.
God damn.
It's not romantic.
No,
because
hold on. Has he seen her with none of the enhancements?
Yes. I'm assuming I'm using this based off
Okay.
of
Let me
her
go, let me
relationship
go,
or
Sometimes.
let me go.
Like, no, he hasn't seen me all the way. Like, I have extensions and I wear makeup.
okay, but he's seen you without the makeup, right?
Yeah.
All right, I was adding more context. I don't know their situation in full, but for lack of whatever or sake of the argument, let's just assume that he saw you without extensions. Your natural hair is pink too.
Yeah.
It's pink.
Yes, it
We
is.
understand.
Yeah.
You pinking it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you find it romantic that a man wants to see you at your most natural state and appreciates you and loves you at your most natural state?
I find it romantic if you appreciate me at
All my states?
yes.
So you want to be like the US, the United States, all 50.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
If a man is saying, I don't need you to do this, I don't need you to do this,
Okay, good
to
to
me,
know.
that is, you are insinuating that I'm doing all of this for you in the first place.
Right.
And
No,
I'm not, sweetheart.
we know that.
I'm doing this because this is how I represent myself.
Yes.
When I come outside, this is how I present myself. This has nothing to do with you.
First,
You're gonna get me how you get me. If you come over and and you get me without makeup or I got makeup on, this is how the fuck I'm coming. I'm not
Well,
doing nothing for you.
in all honesty, and I'm not saying
But
this
you
in shade.
could
If
if
I-
you wanted to.
if I wanted to.
Exactly.
Wasn't he
But
attracted
there's
to her because
none of the above,
that's the
though.
thing I don't understand. Like, he might have approached her in a certain state. He approached her when she did have the makeup, she did have the hair, she did have the thing. I understand what you're saying, Rico, but like, for me, like, it's not like you caught me at Target with the sweatpants on, with the top knot on my head, and you was like, girl, what you doing? But
Right.
you approached me and I looked the way that I looked. So to me, that means to me, you are attracted to that image of me.
Marie, I was drunk when I met you in the club. I didn't really know how you looked until we woke up. And half of your face was on the pillow.
Oh my
So I
God.
like the left side of you more than the right side of you. And that's how I got here and stood here. Let me ask you a question, right? Where did you meet your current situation?
I can't explain that part because it's too obvious. But I was done up.
What?
I'll tell you after.
What the?
No.
Like done up like
She doesn't
head,
want to say.
hair, makeup, body
was-
suit, what body suit?
I had
you know what I mean?
makeup on. I was like this.
Oh, all right.
Just shout out to Whitney Marie. Whitney has been riding with us. Whitney, we love you.
Hey, Whitney.
Whitney says guys are attracted to confidence. So whatever a woman does to enhance herself and boost her confidence should be okay.
Agreed.
That's a good
We're
point.
attracted to real confidence, not no.
Rico, just
Real confidence.
There's no fake confidence.
There is fake confidence.
There's no fake confidence.
Yes, there is.
I'll go
Either
first.
you got
I'll
it
go
or
first.
you don't.
No, you don't.
Knowing
That's why you fake it.
guys.
I haven't heard this advice, but I'm gonna give this advice is to have fun.
Non-monogamous or monogamous? Oh, literal me. The best advice that I've heard, not given, which is a lot. I would say from my good friend Alan. You know, he gave me advice, and he said, "Make your relationship as perfect as possible, because life is gonna come try to fuck it up anyways. But if you can make it as perfect as possible, when life does happen, it makes dealing with life easier."
Okay.
That's what he said. And life been fucking shit up. So I'm still here.
So I'm trying to avoid saying put yourself first, but make sure you are happy. Make sure you know what you want in your life and in a person before you get in a relationship or before you start requiring something from someone else. Make sure you have what you want to make yourself happy.
And I guess to close it out, I think the best relationship that I would give, not necessarily what someone has given me, it would be that make sure you have a foundation of friendship in your romantic relationships, because the friendship is really what's going to keep it all together. It's not going to be love, because love is not enough. It's not going to be money. Money's not enough. It's literally going to be whether you have like a good dynamic, good synergy, a good time with this person, regardless of like what's going on around you and within the relationship.
Wait, guys, this is so unfair. I gave advice that was given to me. Everybody else gave advice from their own heart and soul. Can I get my advice?
Nope.
Well, anyways,
The
for the
eyebrows.
fellas, real quick. It's gonna be super short. For the fellas, the best advice I would give to you is make sure I'm
like, just for the fellas? Like, I'm confused. It's for everyone.
Well, for the fellas, because, or whatever, for
Turn his mic
whomever,
off.
but primarily the fellas, right? Make sure. Come on,
y'all,
Alan.
come on.
The best advice I would give is make sure that they're willing to sacrifice for you. Because if they're not willing to sacrifice,
Now we gotta cut
they're
it.
about to leave.
Thank you for watching,
I love it.
guys. Thank you for watching this episode.
That's a
We
sin.
love you. We appreciate you. Please keep keeping on with us. Like,
hilarious.
comment,
That's a sin.
subscribe, join our YouTube membership.
That's
We're
a sin.
on TikTok,
You know how much
YouTube, Instagram, all of the above, Facebook, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you to our guests.
Peace.
Yeah, we